Jordan is a student from Scotch Plains. He has the next question.
Hi, Senator. Thank you so much for being here. My question is, why do you believe that the government can provide better health care than the private sector, and why should people who like their plans be forced to switch?
Okay. First of all, let's be clear what we mean by Medicare for all.
Hi, my name is Melina. So I live here in Petersburg. This is my town, down in Southeast. Now, I am married to a fisherman and have invested the last 5 years of my life building a small business in this rural community. I had the misfortune of getting cancer. So when I was diagnosed, my employer at the time was a nonprofit, and to save money, unbeknownst to me, they had signed up for employee health care coverage where we had to pay 50% of all of our medical bills. So imagine me finding out A, that I have cancer, and B, that my plan is only going to cover 50% of my treatment.
What happens, people say, well, you're taking away the insurance that people have. It's true. You quit your job tomorrow, okay? You're losing the insurance you currently have, okay? Your employer decides to change insurance policies and you have no say about it. You're losing the insurance you have. On the Medicare for All, you have freedom of choice with regard to any doctor. It's going to be there this year, it'll be there next year, and it'll be there the following year.
Completed something like 16 infusions of chemotherapy. I'll show you right into my heart. I have a scar here, that's where it went in. I was a couple months into a 6-month regimen of chemo infusions. I wasn't feeling very well, and I did get a bill for that surgery when I was in recovery, and MODA had decided that I was out of network, and I had to call and while I was laid up and try to get those network charges reversed.
The function of the current healthcare system is not to provide quality care to all. It is to make tens of billions of dollars in profit for the drug companies and the insurance companies. That's the function.
My cancer progressed, and I became a stage 3 cancer patient that year and had to get a full mastectomy. And this time I called ahead and said, hey, I want to make sure my hospital's in network. And they assured me that it was, and I got my mastectomy. But lo and behold, a few months later, when I was on chemotherapy, I got another bill from MODA saying that they weren't going to be paying my bills because I was, again, out of network. They did this with my mastectomy, lumpectomy, and then again with my chemotherapy payments.
A new analysis found the cost of emergency care has nearly doubled in the last 8 years.
One of our stories looked at this man in Texas who wakes up after being unconscious, left in a Texas.
This is the broken jaw story.
This is a broken jaw. So he wakes up with a broken jaw, starts Googling, is my hospital I woke up in network? He finds out it is, he feels relieved, but then it turns out that the surgeon who does his jaw surgery is not in network, and he receives an $8,000 bill. And it turns out this is pretty common.
I wonder if you could tell me how expensive you think calling an ambulance out to your location is in America.
Okay. Is there a price for that?
Yes.
Jeez. $100? $100?
$2,500.
For what? Why?
Yes.
Man, so if you're poor, you're dead.
What we are talking about is simply a single-payer insurance program, which means that you will have a card which says Medicare on it. You'll go to any doctor that you want. You'll go to any hospital that you want. And by the way, millions of people today are in networks which prevent them from doing this. So this gives you freedom of choice with regard to the doctors you go to or the hospitals you go to.
Representative Don Young was giving a rare town hall in Petersburg, and of course I went and asked him some questions, and he told me right to my face, actually right in this building down there, this building, that if I wanted affordable health care that would cover me regardless of my ability to work, I should move to Canada.
If you go to Canada, and I live 50 miles away from the Canadian border, you have major heart surgery. You're in the hospital for a month. Do you know what the bill is when you get out?
$0.
You got it. And yet they guarantee health care to all of their people, and they spend 1/2 of what we spend. That's kind of what I want to do.
And it's hard on fishermen. There's story after story in my community of people who are underinsured and have worse health care outcomes as a consequence, get diagnosed with late-stage cancer, etc. Story after story after story.
So 500,000 people go bankrupt every year. You know why they go bankrupt? Because they have cancer or they have heart disease and they can't afford to pay off their medical debt. That is cruel, that is outrageous, and we are going to end all of that.
Anyway, I hope this is a helpful glimpse into what life is like in rural Alaska. You know, it's not just policy, it's not an op-ed, it's not a Facebook post or a snappy Twitter comeback. It's just my life. The healthcare system is failing people like me, and it's stressing people out and causing people to go bankrupt at the hardest and most vulnerable parts of their life, when they're chronically ill. And that's immoral, it's wrong, and I think that we are obligated to do something about it.